Job's tears, not really a herb. They are in fact a grain. If you frequent esoteric stores, you may find these small white grains being sold for quite a serious amount of money. This amount was $12.95. You can actually get them a lot cheaper if you go to a Chinese supermarket or Asian supermarket, where these are a staple of cooking and Chinese medicine especially. But you can't always be sure of the quality, whether they have pesticides or such in them. That, of course, doesn't deny the fact that these precious little seeds and beads deserve much more attention than they occur. It is a grain that comes from a bush that grows about 2 meters tall, just shy of 6 feet. And they are used as a staple crop in China, Korea, and Japan. Often called Chinese pearl barley, adlai, maiyuan, St. Mary's tears, Yiren Yimi, David's tears, Lacrimae Christi, teardrops, or qua barley. They are used as a flour for baking breads, desserts, pastries. You can make a tea out of them. That is how it's drunk in Korea. Or roasted in coffee-like drinks. It is considered a coffee substitute. Add some chicory if you're going to do it. It lacks some flavour. And is useful in making broths, soups, stews, noodle and bean dishes. But it does need to be simmered for a very long time if you're going to eat it whole, and it needs to be cracked and husked first. It does usually get recommended that you cook them for quite a while so that the flavour and the thickening of the broth happens and it removes the hard seeds, and then you add vegetables or noodles in the meat at the end. And it has an amazing amount of starch, 52% starch, 18% protein, 7% fat, which is much higher than rice and other staple grains. So it's nutritionally quite dense. However, on the medicinal side, this is where this wee little gem gets far more interesting. In Chinese medicine, it's been used as a treatment for stroke. It's used as a beauty tonic. That is, you drink it for the improvement of your skin as well as your general health. You can also make it into a paste or into a lotion which you apply to your skin. And there are many companies that do this on a commercial level. And it is a plant that has the interest of big pharma. Way back in the 1950s, there was looking for if there were any hidden active ingredients. And at first it seemed pretty standard. It had lots of starches, sugars, protein, amino acids, several vitamins and minerals. There was nothing unexpected. But hidden within it is an oil that makes up 6% of the dry seeds, and this is quixol or quixonolide. And this is marketed in China and the USA as an injection for cancer treatment. And if you search the name Kanglerite, there is lots of information out there regarding this. Studies were done in China during the 1990s for it as a treatment for liver and lung cancer cases, and it has been used along with standard anti-cancer protocols to improve outcomes with some success. There are, of course, huge benefits that we are discovering, and there is continuing research on this. However, it does have hypoglycemic effects. That is, it will suppress your blood sugars. So if you are on diabetic medicine, be very careful using this. It's usually safe when you're using at food level dosage, but if you're using therapeutic level dosage, monitor your blood sugar levels. I can't recommend that enough. Whilst it's not prohibited or noxious, as in it's been declared noxious in any states in Australia or the United States, there are reports of it being considered a weed problem in areas like Kyogle and Turania Creek in northern New South Wales. There's a lot of hippies up there using this for wishing and such like, which you make a wish over the seeds and drop them into running water. This is a traditional hoodoo tradition. Unfortunately, also releases the seeds into the environment. So it's not recommended that you do that in areas which has a high level of biosecurity. So please check with your local council regulations before bringing this into your region, or if you do, grow it inside a greenhouse in a controlled setting. Essentially, pots and garden beds, please, people. It's in the area of its folk usage that this also has a very long history. In Buddhist countries, these seeds are used to make rosary beads or malas or japas. You put a string through them, you make 108, and you have prayer beads that you can use. In the Philippines and Peru, strangely, people make rosaries out of these. In the hoodoo, voodoo, and green witchcraft traditions, these are also used as to make a rosary to promote prosperity, as well as in witchcraft and wish magic to promote luck, the increasing of blessings of a material nature, as well as the granting of wishes. The plant itself is quite beautiful, but it is a grass, so don't be disappointed when what grows is lovely and green with small white bulbous nodules. These are the seeds themselves, the Job's tears, but it is a pretty plant. But again, please grow them in pots or beds, and preferably inside a greenhouse, so that you don't cause an outbreak in your region should you have a biologically delicate area, especially if you come from a region where invasive plants can threaten native plants. It's never a good thing to promote health and magic whilst causing damage to the environment that you're living in. But should you see these, and should you decide to use them, whether for health or for wealth and prosperity, these are an important part of the armory of people living a more balanced and natural life, both environmentally and spiritually. And I cannot personally recommend enough that you re-look at this wonderful little plant and visit it and discover its mysteries. The mysteries of Job's tears and the blessings that this wonderful little plant can bring to your health and to your wealth.